Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome to the start of this playthrough of Subnautica Below Zero. I've been looking forward to finally getting to play through this in its finished state because, I stopped doing What's Update videos for this game around the time where they decided to scrap all of the story stuff they had and start over on that, which means there was about a year of development that was mostly just adding stuff back in that was already in the game instead of any new biomes or creatures or anything, so they wouldn't have made for very interesting update videos without just spoiling the story stuff. But now this is here in 1.0, so there is going to be some surprises for me, I didn't actually get to see all of the stuff that was added in early access, so there'll be some surprises and some stuff that I'm already familiar with. It'd be a nice mix, but the story stuff is going to be completely different. Now, I did actually try to start a playthrough of this game on the day that it came out in, 1.0 release, but I hated the episode, so I deleted it. So I am, I've seen how this actually starts, and it is a fair bit different from how it started in early access. Let's get in here. We're just going to do survival again because, gives us a reason to pick up food. I never felt that the survival mechanics in Subnautica were particularly punishing. It just gives you a little bit more pressure when you're not really doing much. So if you'll remember, if you watched any of the early access videos I did, in the original draft of the story for this, Robin was a researcher on the planet, and her sister was stationed in a space station over the planet. The sister was kind of the corporate ladder climber, and the sister was the researcher.
This is the farthest that I can take you on company space bucks, Robin. You sure you want this? The research is in everything.
It is to me. And Sam. I need to know what happened.
The meteor storm.
I can use it for cover from Alterra's eyes.
Gonna miss you, Robin.
I'll find my way back.
Cal sounds like Michael Madsen. I mean, you can see that the Vester, the space station, is still there. But now we are a sister coming to see what happened to our sister.
45-46 feet. Surface temperatures. Drop pod deployed.
So, we've started with an intro that is
46 feet. Enjoy your stay.
more in line with the original games in that we've essentially crashed down onto the planet instead of already being stationed in a facility here like we were in the original story. This also means that we don't see the precursor facility up on the mountains, but anyway, there's a meteor storm, so we should probably get out of here. Pick up whatever supplies we can. Okay, nothing in the pod. Flares, which I never will use. Filtered water.
New blueprint synthesized.
Also, we have a different PDA voice in the original one, and the reason for that is because Robin is not from Alterra, so she doesn't have an Alterra PDA. We're actually from a different company. I imagine we'll get this explained at some point, but it seems kind of odd that, in the original story, Alterra had come and established a facility here to study the planet after whatever his name from the first Subnautica escaped and, let them know the planet existed. Here, they've already abandoned the planet. They stopped their research here and left, basically. Okay, so this is something that actually wasn't working in the early access version, but now we have a cold meter. You can see it's in the place of our... Well, I guess there isn't a meter there. I was going to say it's in place of our oxygen meter, but we have a separate one. But we can warm up at these guys. So yeah, actually having the cold mechanic means that, you know, it's a significant part of the game now, whereas it wasn't in any of the early access versions I played.
That did not go as planned. I should find a way into the water and get to the drop pod.
Supposedly part of the reason they restarted the story is because a bunch of Chadricks complained that they didn't like having a sassy black woman as the main character who now talks instead of, you know, silent white boy. But I don't know how true it actually is that that's the reason they started over the story, because it's not the only part they scrapped. But as you can tell, she has a different voice actor than the original. Alright, so I think that's all that's up here. I think we do have actually a bunch of logs in here to start with. The future of Xenoworks. From Jack Isis. The future of Xenoworks. Hey there, Xeno workers. I know there's been lots of rumors circulating, so I just wanted to clear some stuff up in the spirit of openness and transparency, which you know means a lot to all us here. First of all, no, Alterra did not buy us. We're still Xenoworks. We're not going to move offices or start having some kind of hierarchical structure or even, like, make you show up on site or anything like that. Although you should, for the snacks alone. We're still the scrappy, agile, research-first startup you all signed on to. So what does this controlling stake stuff mean? Well, I guess the most direct way to put it is it means more. More equipment, more research, more risk, more experimentation, more of everything that makes us great. And most of all, more cash for you and your research, and yes, snacks. Lena will be in touch pretty soon about exchanging your old gen Xenoworks PDAs for snazzy new Alterra upgrades, and to help you comfy with some really minor policy changes that are going to help us keep everything running nice and smooth going forward. So yeah, congratulations everyone, we did this together, and now we're going to be able to do so much more. Cheers, Isis Jax. Also, we have been freezing this whole time while I was reading that. Should probably stand in front of one of these lilies. Though if you get too close, I think you get burned. Yeah, don't touch the middle. I have to remember what the hide HUD button is so I can get some dope screenshots. Sam, notice of death. Transgov, I regret to inform you of the... Oh, wait, hold on. Notice of death, dear Miss Ayou, on behalf of Zeta Landon, 4546B, Robotics Section Leader, and Indra Cormac, President of Alterra Transgov, I regret to inform you of the death of Samantha Ayou. She died on planet 4546B, regrettably as the result of injuries sustained in an accident arising from her own negligence. Please allow me to communicate the most profound condolences for the loss of your sister. While further details are unavailable at this time, you will receive contact from the Department of Insurance and Recuperation concerning your responsibilities as next of kin, which regards to repayment of damages and legal fees. If you have any questions, you may file Form YVYSSSU49U2K, and your query will be addressed in sequential order. Sincerely, Emmanuel Desjardins, 4546B Communications Liaison, Alterra Transgov. So yeah, our sister has died while working for our Alterra here on this planet, and so Robin has come to investigate what really happened, because she can't believe that her sister would die of her own negligence. Even if that just means we gotta find her bones. Also, I do know, because, you know, it was something they talked about a lot in early access, one of the major parts of the story is going to actually be a returning character from the first game, even though the first game didn't really have any characters beyond just the audio logs, but you'll know what I'm talking about once you meet them. Okay, so first thing first, we gotta get to our pod. So it's time to get wet, as you do in a Subnautica game. So, there is definitely less of a sense of kind of like wow-ness about this game because it is just doing what the first one did. You know, this is basically started out as an expansion pack and then they expanded it out into its own game, but you are still on the same planet with some of the same creatures doing mostly the same things.
New creature discovered.
Hence why this has more of a focus on the story than the first one did.
Oxygen.
But for the moment, we're not really going to be focusing on the story because we're just going to be trying to get the basic tools going, because right now we don't have an oxygen tank, we don't have flippers. She was ill-prepared for exploring this aquatic planet. Also, how does this thing
drop pod.
not just blood when she opens the door? Alright, we found a log while coming in here. Okay, so we got our storage.
Well, Sam, I guess I might as well gather some tools and resources before starting my search. Hope that radio tower's as easy to spot as Lil said.
So, first things we're going to want are in here. We're going to want an oxygen tank, which is 2 titanium and 1 fiber mesh, and fins, which is 2 silicon rubber. And I believe for both of those, we're going to need to find creepvine, because we need, creepvine samples and creepvine seed clusters. Though we actually can't get the creepvine samples without a knife, so we're going to need one of those first, which is silicon rubber and titanium. Okay, so we're going to need titanium, and we're going to need to go collect some creepvine seeds. I definitely do not know the map layout very well, like where the biomes are connected to each other, but this is the Twisty Bridges, which is going to be kind of our main biome. You know, I mean, that's where our pod is, so wherever that is kind of our main biome.
Should be able to use this.
But we're not going to be going down into the deep Twisty Bridges until we have our upgrades. In the early access version, going down there is really where the story started, but I don't know if that's still the case here. I don't think it is.
Oxygen.
Also, it's going to be kind of disappointing not having the Seamoth, because the replacement, the Sea Truck, is kind of a combination of the Cyclops and the Seamoth in one. So it's, you know, it's kind of a slow submarine that you can expand out to be more like the Cyclops, and you can just live out of that, but it means there's no speedy little sub to get around quickly. Then again, I think the Sea Truck actually gets slower the more stuff you add to it, so I guess when it's not upgraded, you can
New creature
probably go pretty
discovered.
quick. So right now we're just kind of snagging resources. We need these 2 to make batteries.
Driven plants contain electrolytic materials that can be used in energy storage.
So those are our replacement for acid mushrooms. Man, I really can't
Oxygen.
breathe for long. Hopefully we won't suffocate to death in the first episode. But it's also possible, because, you know, when we don't have any upgrades is the point we're most susceptible to dying of asphyxiation. The storm going on up there. There's pretty much always a storm going on up there from what I understand, so you generally don't want to go out there. But we are actually going to go on up under the surface, which you didn't really do too much of in the first game. There's only 2 small islands. Here, there's an entire section of land navigation and a vehicle to navigate it with. I think the creepvine is more towards the shore, which is over here. I don't know what that sound was. Heard something roaring off in the distance. There's also no Reaper Leviathans in this. Pretty much there are no returning large hostile life forms. And I don't actually know if the bone sharks are still in this. They were in early access, but I think they were in there as a filler. I don't know if they're still in. But most of the threats are new. And all of the Leviathans are new. And a Sea Glide fragment we can't do anything with yet because we don't have a scanner.
Alterra supply cache nearby.
Oh. Supply cache over there. I think that one might actually be in a creepvine area. We'll know because we'll see a yellow glow when we find creepvine seeds. Or is it a red glow? I think it's a red glow in this one. We can take a suck on the whole fish to get our oxygen back.
New creature discovered.
Oh, right, I have the flares. That's a little better than not having a flashlight, but it makes everything outside the radius even darker. Kind of eerie like this. So there was like a cinematic color grading option before, or at least there was a couple different color grading options. There doesn't seem to be one now. It seems to just be stuck on that cinematic look, which means everything's a little darker than it was. I don't know why they removed those options. Okay, we do actually swim slower with that out. Some creepvine over here. I think I remember this cache. What's that? Is that gonna be a PDA? Nope. It's just a light stick. So we could scan that for the blueprint, but we don't have a scanner yet.
Oxygen.
Alright, so let's grab these seeds and grab whatever the supply drop has, and then we'll go back and get our knife. And then have to, like, come back again.
New blueprint synthesized.
I think you actually get more than one synthetic rubber out of these, but I'm going to grab a couple. They do take up a lot of space, though. Okay, what do we got? Got another PDA.
Calorie intake recommended.
Got a med kit. Flare. Oh, there's a beacon. I guess I can just take that.
Oxygen. Use beacons to mark traverse territory. Show or hide the signals of your choice with your Xenoworks PDA. Now with surface support.
Ooh. That was a close one. Alright, so now we'll make our way back. Hello, Pengling. Boy, we really need fins. You're so slow without them. I am looking forward to seeing some of the biomes that were in during when I played but weren't finished, but there's a lot in here that was already good from what I played. Ooh, sea monkey.
Oxygen.
All those little buggers will steal your tools if you have any, but I don't think they'll steal my flare. They're only interested in electronics. Okay, we do actually swim slower with the flare out, and it's a lot brighter over here, so we don't really need it. Oh, more ribbon plants. We should be able to get a scanner now, because we have ribbon plants and copper. And I think it's just titanium and battery to make a scanner. So yeah, even when I was replaying Subnautica, there was definitely an aspect of kind of like, ooh, you know? Everything's kind of weird and unfamiliar, and then you kind of grow more familiar the more you play, and you're like, okay, this is where, you know, one of the Reapers hang out. For this one, I don't have that to the same extent, but again, I think it's just because I played more of it during its early access period than I did with the original game. Because the original game, I didn't really, you know, I didn't pick it up until it had already been in early access for like 2 years. So there was already a lot built up by the time I came in. But, you know, I want to see where the story goes with this, if it's any good. Because I did enjoy what story there was in the first game. You know, with the Sea Emperors and the virus, precursor technology, all that. Why are we just finding... I guess that's her recording a log for herself. I was going to say, why are we just finding logs? First off, let's get rid of all this shit in my inventory. So, some rubber. I can make glass, but I don't think we need that yet. Alright, first things first, make a knife. We need that to get an oxygen tank. And then a scanner, because we can use that to start getting technology.
All right, I have a scanner.
And fins. Okay, so we just need one fiber mesh, which I think is just one... Oh, 2 samples. Okay. So we'll go out and get some samples. We'll also turn the bladderfish into water. That's still the same. And cook one of these peepers. I wonder if Robin also has the same aversion to eating living creatures, because apparently that's a thing in
Vital signs stabilizing.
the Subnautica universe, is that they don't really eat meat, at least not in Alterra. But maybe being from Xeno works. She's a little more open to that. So, equip the knife on 1, scanner on 2, and I can't do anything else. I can make lubricant, but we're not going to need that for a while, so I'll just make more silicon with this. Or I'll make one of each. Because that way it's not taking up a bunch of space in our inventory, and we'll just store, you know, all this stuff that we don't need while we're out there. Okay. So now we have fins, we have a knife, so we should be able to get that creepvine sample pretty quick. It would be helpful to make a compass. Actually, I think I see some creepvine over there. Is that what that is right there? Kind of looks like it's hanging from the ice. Also, let's play a log while we're going. Might as well, right?
I'm telling you, Sammy, you see some weird things when you spend half your day in a sea truck.
More vandalism? Was it the sea monkeys again?
I don't think so. I can't shake the feeling this planet is cursed.
There's no such thing as a curse.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's nothing. You wouldn't want to hear about it anyway. Just a huge creature frozen in ice.
What? Where?
In a cave, not far from your lab. And here's the extra weird part.
I stopped paying attention to my oxygen. It's okay. When you die, basically you just drop any resources you picked up since the last time you left base, and for us that was none. So, we didn't drop anything there.
I'm telling you, Sammy, you see some weird things when you spend half your day in a cave, not far from your lab. And here's the extra weird part. As soon as I called it in, they closed off the area. Don't want anyone going in there.
But why?
Sammy, I'm no biologist, but I think there was something wrong with it. Its skin just seemed off. Alien.
An alien on planet 4546b. No.
I'm serious, Sam. Something ain't right. Wish I could show you, but I can't get back in there.
You can't. But I might know how to.
Whatever you're thinking, we never had this conversation.
I mean, it sounds like she kind of has the personality that Robin had before. Also, very possible that that frozen creature still has the Kara virus, you know, frozen with it. So maybe that's how she died. She decided to break in there, got infected, and then died from it. Because I guess they don't have a cure for it still, even though, you know, mystery guy cured himself. He has a name, I just can't remember what it is, because he never used in-game. Okay, so we can say hi to the penglings. Or penguins, sorry, pengling is the small one. Pengling, bird-like creature, hunts small fish below the water, huddles in packs on the ice above. Consumes small prey fish and regurgitates them for its young. Retractable tail and claws allows for fast evasion of predators underwater and maximum grip on the ice. Sharp teeth concealed inside beak can tear chunks out of aggressors and prey alike. Huddles and packs on the surface for protection against the cold. Less cuddly than they look. Wow, they really just left this one here. Hey, buddy. Do they not care? Because they didn't see me kidnap it? They are very cute, despite, you know, being weird, four-eyed alien birds. I guess the best place to read stuff is, like, in the water, where my oxygen's not really going down too much. Okay, we read that one.
I want to offer my sincerest condolences on the passing of your sister. I got to know Sam better towards the end of my mandate with Alterra on 4546B, when we were thrown together as basemates at Outpost Zero. She spoke often and fondly of you. I thought you should know, it didn't sit right with me when Alterra blamed Sam's death on negligence. The Samantha Ayou I met was many things. Kind, clever, devoted to her work, but never negligent. I wish I could offer you something more substantial, but my access to information has been cut off. You may be in a better position to look into things than I am. If you're able to, Delta Station was our HQ. They were in a big hurry to leave, and there might still be information to be found there. It has a big radio tower, impossible to miss. I hope you find the answers you seek. Lillian Bench.
I mean, I suppose finding out that the Kara virus is still, loose here would probably be a reason for them to abandon the planet, but it's not clear if what we did in the first game cured the entire planet or just that area around the crater. Alright, so we get the fiber mesh. We can make another battery, but I don't think we need one right now. Our scanner does use power, but very slowly. So we're going to make an oxygen tank.
Adding additional blueprints to your databank.
Okay, so
The standard oxygen tank can
now
be upgraded for deluxe and VIP breathing.
buy the upgraded DLC oxygen tank. So the repair tool needs crystalline sulfur, and I think we need to go to the big island in the middle to get that. It's kind of like sitting in hot springs. So we might actually have to go there. That's also where the tower she was talking about is, I believe. We can... Alright, well I think we have everything we really need. I could make a compass, copper wire and wiring kit. I think wiring kit requires silver. Yeah. So we'd have to go to a different biome to get silver.
Robin, guess what? I got the job. I'm going to 4546B. Now I'll be able to improve the mechanical avian amphibian under real-world stress conditions. Listen, I know your stance on Alterra, but I just hope you're happy your sis is happy. I sure hope my sis is happy. I can't wait till we talk again.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to ask you something. Can you watch my Augie while I'm away? I need someone I can trust to look after my best little potato. Potato, listen. I tried, but that name is just not sticking. He's my little Oxtrabite. I'll leave the starchy tubers nicknames to you. Anyway, if you say yes, thanks, baby sis. Love you.
Also, I was going to say before I suffocated earlier that those anemone things hanging from the ice are something I had never seen before. That's part of the reason why I suffocated there. Maybe we can scan one of these little buggers without getting our scan stolen.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
He wants it. He's coming for it. Look at those little grabby hands. But you can't have it. Put it away. Aww.
Oxygen.
So yeah, now that we got the basic tools, I guess we are just supposed to explore around a bit. I think I know what direction to find the island in.
Or 4546B to Robin. Come in, Robin. Remember when we used to play old-timey Space Explorer? This is kind of like that, but it's even harder to communicate. Well, let's see. I got your last message. Alterra is not, as you put it, alterrorizing me. Things are going well. My project has a new name. Say goodbye to the mechanical avian amphibian, and hello to spy penguins. We're training the bots to mimic the creatures. Check out the photo. And I think I'm kind of seeing someone. I know it's not like me to just find a date, let alone on a mostly uninhabited water planet, but actually, you know what? Forget I said anything. Yeah, it's probably not even a real thing, but anyway, I'm sorry to hear XenoWorks might be strapped in the revenue department. Sounds like they still have you busy Xeno working, though. I know there's no way to guarantee an alien intelligence startup will succeed, but you've put so much into it. I hope they find a way to keep going. I know how much it means to you, getting to work at a small place where you have control over your research. All right, I gotta go. Later, baby sis. Love you.
I don't know what this is. Some kind of dive cage. I wonder if this is connected to something down there that snapped off. Well, I mean, there's a platform down there. I can also hear that there's some predators down there. Presumably there's a ladder. There we go. Alright, what do we got here? Well, we got a desk. Mineral detector fragment.
New blueprint synthesized.
Nutrient block. So there doesn't seem to be anything significant here. But I guess we will just be finding Alterra, you know, installations like this around. Is there anything in the cage? No? Wonder what the deal with that is. I don't think we need more ribbon plants. We have enough to make the scanner. Or not the scanner, the repair tool. I don't know what was attached to this. Like, it looks like it was attached to something. Grab that. Scan the beacon fragment so we can make our own beacons. Oh, I guess we already have that because we picked up a beacon?
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Alright, we got oxygen plants down here. I think these are unique to this biome, but pop these to get some air back. So yeah, if we delve deep into here, the twisty bridges, we will eventually find, I think, a pretty important story thing, but probably not supposed to go down there just yet. Arctic Ray.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
I think that's also new. I don't recognize those. So yeah, so far, it really is just more Subnautica. You know, slightly different creatures, different biomes. And, of course, the cold mechanic, but it's kind of weird that the cold mechanic does not apply underwater at all. This must be a very efficient wetsuit. Or dry suit. If you don't know the difference between the two of those, it's literally that one has water in it and one does not. Basically, in a wetsuit, you have a thin layer of water in there with you, which then, you know, the water absorbs your body temperature, heat, and kind of provides a buffer between losing heat into the water and having just your heat being leached off by the water. Whereas in a dry suit, you don't have that layer, but instead are just kind of insulated against the outside. I'm not sure which one you would typically use for an Arctic environment. I think it would be a dry suit because the insulating effect of just having a warm layer of water is not enough. But I could be wrong. I don't really know that much about Arctic diving. It's a pretty kind of niche thing. Okay, so what do we want to do? I should make a flashlight. Mineral detector. Flashlight is just glass and battery, and glass is just 2 quartz. So we can do that. But to do any deep diving, we're either going to need the Sea Glide, the Sea Truck, or a better oxygen tank. I'm going to guess that the Sea Glide is probably the one we can get the soonest out of those three. So, there's not really anything else I can make right now. So we'll make the flashlight. Alright. Let's try to find this goddamn island before the end of this episode. And then I think next time we'll actually explore the island. If we can find it. You know, I might just die out here. Dropped a beacon. Did I drop this beacon? I don't remember doing that. I know I picked it up. Oh, right, because I died after picking it up, I guess. So what are these things? I didn't actually get to read the thing about it. Well, we'll get there eventually. We're slowly working through. There's a lot of logs to start with.
Hey, Robin! I got your Augie photo. Thanks so much for taking care of him, even though he's a cranky potato. Hey! The nickname actually fits that way. A cranky potato. I know he can be a handful, but I really appreciate it. I'm a bit worried about my other baby, the mission. One of my penguins found something big. But Alterra is just like, nothing to see here. Honestly, kinda glad you can't answer, so you can't, you know, rub it in my face. Go ahead, bask in the fact that you were a little bit right about them. My project is on the line. My job, my safety. I heard about Xenoworks getting bought. I'm sorry. But at least you still have your job. Guess you're one of us now. Like it or not, welcome to the Alterra family. I should probably go before I say something I regret. Love you. Keep your chin up. Eye on the alien prize.
I'm sure we will find out what exactly she found that she was supposed to turn a blind eye to. There's even more of those anemones here, which is good because the areas directly under the ice in early access were pretty barren. There was just like a zone close to where the ice connected to the ground that it was pretty uninhabited. There was just like whole fish. I think I'm going the right way. Not really sure. I do know that I don't want to stay down here under the ice. But if we're going under the ice sheet, I'm probably going the wrong way. Kind of hard to navigate at night. I have to be able to see the mountain for now. Yeah, this looks like where the land all is. Can I get up here? Pick up snow. Wonder if I can turn that into water. I really like this murky green sunset while we're in this biome. So I am kind of lost. I think eventually the game will get tired of me being lost and it'll just be like, hey, there's a beacon over here. Go check it out. Okay, this has to be the right way, over here. Either that, or we're going to end up in the abyss, but we have to find another biome, because we've only seen the same two this whole time. Ooh. That's, what is that? One of the mid-sized predators. So this is a separate biome here. These chimney-shaped structures are formed from dissolved minerals pushed upward through the planet's crust. The presence of metal sulfides gives the escaping material its dark, opaque appearance. Aquatic life found in proximity may have evolved adaptations to the presence of these toxic compounds. It's coming after us. Long-term exposure to geothermal emissions may pose a risk to human health. At least I think it was coming after me. Yeah, it's right there. Either that or just ate a fish real close to me. Okay, so these smokers are next to the island we want to find, so we are going the right way. In fact, this might actually be it over here. Or is this the same one we saw before? Yeah, okay. I have to navigate from here. So there's the mountain. Which means we're going this way? I think we will be able to see the island. Now, for those who are a little bit afraid of the ocean, just picture right now her legs just dangling below in the abyss. That said, there's really no surface predators in this game that hang out, you know, just below. No kind of pelagic sharks. Okay, that is the island, I think. Might be able to find silver here as well. Oh, still limestone. Oh. Are you coming after me, or a fish? So this is the ambush crocodile type creatures. And we got a punch shrimp down here. What are you eating? Rock puncher. He was eating a rock.
Hey, Robin. I'm sorry.
Okay, we don't want to go that way because there's something nasty over there.
A lot of stress. I'm not sure what's going on with anything. I can't really talk about it either. Oh, and I'm definitely not dating anyone on this water planet. Don't know what I was thinking there. Have I told you how cold it is here? Get this. I can't even get my wash and go dry before the wind freezes the moisturizer in my hair. Wild, right? Well, anyway, I'm sure you're mad at me after what I said, but I could really use a friend. You're my sister. I love you. I'm sorry.
Alterra beacon signature detected. Unique identifier. Delta Station dock.
Delta Station. This is the place Lil mentioned in her message.
Oop. Hold on. Gotta climb up. So I remember this. This has been here for a long time. And that's probably the tower up there. So we can build one of these coffee vending machines in our base, and unlike the first game, it actually serves more of a purpose because we can dispense coffee, which will warm us up on the go. Though I don't know if we're going to just craft like a upgrade that'll make us immune to the cold, or if it's actually just going to extend our meter a little bit, so it'll always be a threat. Scan all of this stuff, including these. But we do want to warm up as well. I like that there's a land beacon. It just has a big pointy thing on the bottom when you put it on land.
This is a recorded message. If you can hear this, you're trespassing. If you know what's good for you, you'll get the hell out of here.
So there's our returning character from the first game. You might recognize her voice. But if not, I think we're going to meet her soon. Also, while we're here, we should keep an eye out for sulfur, because I think we're going to need it to fix up that tower. I would have thought it would just be kind of sitting around these. Maybe it's only in the caves. There we go. It's crystalline sulfur. A blueprint that we already had. Some more there. I don't actually know how much we need. Probably not this much, but grab a bunch of them.
Stop right there, Alterra. You're out of bounds.
I'm not with Alterra.
Then your position is doubly precarious.
What do you mean?
If you're telling the truth, you're out of your mind. If you're lying, there'll be hell to pay.
Wait! Who are you?
Stay off my land.
She made herself some kind of primitive junk version of the...
The woman in the exosuit has been traced as far as my technology will allow.
the prawn suit.
It would appear I'm far less alone on this planet than I had anticipated.
All right.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Well, now that we met her, I think we're going to save here, and next time we'll start poking around in these buildings and see what we can find. But until then, thank you for joining me for the start of Subnautica Below Zero. I am looking forward to see where they go with this. But until next time, y'all take care and stay warm.